Hello, I'm Lara Kochersan and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. Few people can point to this place on a map, yet it's suddenly at the center of global politics. We're talking about Somalia's breakaway region, Somaliland, which is in the Horn of Africa. Now, Israel has become the first country to formally recognize it as an independent nation. Somaliland declared independence from Somalia in 1991, but had never received international recognition until now. Somalia says the move violates its territorial integrity, while Türkiye, 21 Arab countries, and the African Union have condemned it. There has also been outrage inside Somaliland, with crowds demanding their leaders reconsider any diplomatic ties with Israel and reaffirm support for Palestinian self-determination. So why does Israel's recognition of Somaliland matter? In a region already on edge after the war in Gaza, the strategic location will increase Israel's power, access, and influence.
In fact, for anybody who understands geopolitics on a wider scale, this shouldn't come as a shock to you. Somaliland has been susceptible to external proxies since the moment it was conceived. Geographically, where Somaliland is located, it sits within a very profitable economic trade route, obviously with direct access to the Red Sea. Militarily, where it's located, it serves as a very advantageous strategic point for armies to be able to access certain countries in the Middle East, i.e. Yemen. So the decision that Israel made today, it's been soft-launched for years.
Here's Somalia, Somaliland. Here's Djibouti. And here is the Strait of Aden. Here's Yemen. Here's where the Houthis have control. Got it? The reason Djibouti is important is because it is where a lot of people have military bases to protect the Strait of Aden. And importantly, America has one and China has one. And this territory is incredibly important to America because this is where the Houthis did the previous blockade in solidarity with the Palestinian people against Israel.
Somaliland has had its own passport and currency since the 1990s. Yet, critics say it's regrettable that they sought Israel's recognition.
Lots of people have strong opinions about this on both sides, especially those from the Horn of Africa region. Some saying, yes, of course we want recognition. Of course, we've been denied recognition by, our fellow Muslims, So it doesn't matter who recognizes us as long as we get the recognition. Other people are like, I wanted recognition, but not like this. Somaliland could have rejected Israel's recognition, been like, okay, we don't need your recognition. We want recognition, but not like that. But they did accept the recognition. They're very happy at an administration level in Hargeisa.
I may seem angry to you, but you should be angry as well. You should be infuriated by this. Israel has been consistently, for decades, been ethnically cleansing Palestine. And we, who went through something similar, are now celebrating the oppressor recognizing us. How can we call ourselves Muslims? How can we call ourselves human? If this is what independence looks like, I don't want it. And you shouldn't either.
Recognized by the most hated country in the world is not a flex. I wish the people of Somaliland knew that. I am severely disappointed in them. The fact that they took to the streets and waved that country's flag everywhere as if it was their country. What about the millions of Muslims that are literally being unalived every single day because of that? If not for Somalilimo, if you don't even care about your fellow Somalis, what about your fellow Muslims? I cannot believe I literally saw a video of a woman wearing full jilbab saying that she supports that country fully on. She literally thanked the president of that country saying, thank you for recognizing us. If you have to basically sell your faith and betray your Muslim brothers and sisters around the world just to be recognized, there's something deeply wrong there. I'm so disappointed.
Israel's recognition of Somaliland is also part of its wider efforts to counter international condemnation for its genocide in Gaza and, of course, make more friends. More than 2 years of brutal bombardment has left Gaza decimated and in ruins. And amid its onslaught, hundreds of Palestinians were detained. On the anniversary of the detention of a prominent doctor and director of the Kamal Adwan Hospital, Hussam Abu Safiya, there are growing calls online for his return.
It has officially been a year since the IOF abducted Dr. Hussam Abu Safiya and have held him in an Israeli prison ever since without charge or trial. He has been subjected to extremely inhumane conditions and treatment, and his health has deteriorated rapidly as a result. This man was the director of a hospital, Kamal Adwan Hospital in the north of Gaza, and he was last seen free, walking towards an IOF tank.
Only after sustained pressure from the international community was he finally allowed visits from his lawyers. His attorneys report brutal conditions, prolonged solitary confinement, harsh interrogations, physical abuse. He has suffered severe weight loss and has been denied adequate medical treatment for his heart condition. Dr. Abu Safia's family have been tirelessly fighting for his freedom. As his son Ilyas said, "My father is a doctor who is seen worldwide as an example of medical ethics encouraged." He said, "I'm proud beyond words and hope to embrace him soon and see him emerge from the darkness of prison." So do we. That's why we're calling on a powerful U.S. institution that should have been advocating for him but has remained silent, the American Medical Association. Please join us in calling for the AMA to use its authority to press for Dr. Safia's freedom.
South Korea is set to make AI history. From January 22nd, it will become the first country in the world to enforce comprehensive nationwide artificial intelligence regulations. The new AI Basic Act introduces a national AI committee, a 3-year strategy, and strict rules on safety, transparency, and disclosure. Under the law, generative AI content will have to be clearly labeled with extra warnings when the material closely resembles real people or events. The goal is to help users tell what content is real and what's AI generated. But tech and media companies say the requirements are unclear and could affect consumer perception negatively. Some industry insiders also warn that the regulations may push AI companies to launch services overseas. As governments race to regulate artificial intelligence, the internet is already dealing with some of its messiest side effects. It's called AI slop, and it has become such a defining feature of online life that Merriam-Webster named slop its word of the year.
You might have noticed AI slop on your social media feeds. Low-quality, mass-produced, AI-generated content designed to grab your attention. It can take the form of text, images, or videos, or even entire websites. And whether it's a tear-jerking post, a cute animal video, or a deepfake image of a politician, the purpose is the same: to provoke you to engage, comment, and share. This type of content is spreading fast across social media. And while AI slop costs almost nothing to produce, its wider cost to society could be significant. Scammers use AI content to harvest viewers' personal details or to sell them products that don't exist. It may also have serious consequences for democracy. AI can flood websites with political misinformation at the click of a mouse. Deepfake technology is being used to create fake photos and videos of public figures. The growing accessibility of these tools means anyone can create this kind of misleading content. Some experts say AI slop risks increasing polarization online, as users fed up with poor content swap their usual social media platforms for invite-only communities, which can become echo chambers. AI slop can even cause AI to eat itself if the growing reams of AI-generated content are used as training data by other AI models. Generative AI models have already begun to cite false information that is spread online, as discovered by users fact-checking the answers provided to queries by AI. Labeling AI-generated content on social media could help reduce these risks, say experts. But if AI slop continues to proliferate on social media, users may simply vote with their feet and leave the platforms to bots.
There's no way to know exactly what the next year will bring. But that doesn't stop the internet from making prediction lists and guessing what 2026 might look like. And in the age of AI, the world is moving faster than ever. Dorota Mileko is a generative AI trainer, and she's been looking ahead. Here are her predictions for 2026.
First, we'll see the first major AI exhaustion backlash. People get tired of AI-generated, low-quality content, and they will actively seek out human creativity and the human part in everything. So brands that have this human created label will become the best performing ones. The AI skill gap becomes the new technical debt. Companies have invested millions in licenses and tools, and now the staff is not really trained, so they are not being used actually. actually. Companies will stop asking, do we have AI? Can we say that we have AI? And instead they will be asking, do people actually use it? And how many people do use it? And what are the effects? Are we actually raising quality, productivity, and saving time? So now there has to be these transformation experts, I mean, should have been there from the beginning, who will guide employees through the uncertainty, through the changes, who will come up, also help with organizational change, with training. Microsoft Copilot is really entering the race. I think it will become the go-to tool for many, many businesses, or most businesses. I think by the end of next year, prompt engineering will die out as a job title. Asking, can you write a good prompt, would be like now asking someone, can you send emails?
The more we scroll, the worse we feel. Studies link heavy social media use to higher levels of anxiety, depression, and loneliness. Passive scrolling, not posting, hits our mood the hardest. Influencer culture is making it worse, pushing ideal bodies, success, and perfect lives. Here's a glimpse of the online trends we've been told to follow throughout 2025.
You didn't lock in this year? You didn't optimize by dissecting every flaw you've ever had and having the determination to glow up to the max by surgically breaking and scraping your bones and shaping your face into a scientifically symmetrical mold that promises the perks of pretty but requires an ever-increasing subscription of needles and stitches to avoid getting old? You didn't lock in to be ultra-productive, maximizing every second of every day and following a rigid routine that casts away emotion and feeling because taking a break would make you weak? You didn't upgrade by getting absolutely snatched by taking a daily average of 30,000 steps and having the discipline to live in a constant calorie deficit to reach a new standard of skinny and fit that molds to a new shape as soon as you close in on it? You didn't upgrade like a computer? You didn't optimize like a machine? Good, because you're not one. And even though a lot of our lives have become housed by screens and ruled by algorithms, we still very much are animals and a part of nature.
The internet is going crazy over vision boards and New Year's resolutions. From fancy beach houses to vacations in the Bahamas, every detail of a dream life is mapped out. Cut out magazine pictures turn a black canvas into something that feels almost three-dimensional. And there's a scientific explanation for why vision boards might actually work.
Scientists discovered why vision boards actually work, and it's not what you think. We as humans are extremely visual creatures. We have literally a whole lobe of the brain, the whole occipital lobe, dedicated to visual processing. And if you just think about your experience of the world, most of us are primarily visual processors of the world. This means that seeing visual images of our goals, such as on your vision board, is a much more powerful way of emotionally activating your goals and really getting them to stick in your head. Multiple studies have shown that visually focusing in on our goals and having visual representations of our goals helps to generate powerful emotions that drive us to pursue those goals and actually achieve them.
Meanwhile, some health experts are shifting away from traditional vision boards, renaming them as becoming boards. Instead of focusing on dream outcomes, they emphasize daily habits, identity, and realistic steps to take. Experts say this approach aligns with behavioral psychology. People are more likely to reach their goals when they focus on who they are becoming and how they are getting there.
A vision board is about imagining what your life is going to look like after you accomplish your goals. A becoming board is all about what your life is going to look like on the daily as you approach and create those goals. Let's say that in 2026 you want to run a marathon. On a vision board, you might put pictures of runners crossing the finish line. But on a becoming board, you'd put pictures like this. Your moody rainy day long run that you really didn't want to do. Your bowl full of carbs that you eat to fuel. Your training day at the track. Ask yourself, what will my life look like through my eyes as I'm making progress towards becoming the person I want to be? If you've ever been told to romanticize the journey or fall in love with the process, this is the concrete way to actually do that. Your goal is to take pictures of your actual life that match the pictures on your becoming board. This is essentially visual proof that you're on your way to becoming your future self and can be so incredibly helpful for staying motivated when the novelty fades and it gets hard to stick to your goals.
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.